these young guys come in, they're going to look at me for answers, and I got to be that guy that mentors them or lead them and show them by example, how things are supposed to be done.
What up, Houston Texans fans?
What
Bayou
up?
City boys. Nick and Zach here. We're going to talk about quarterback position. Arguably one of the best positions that you would want to have somebody.
It's the most important position in sports, in my opinion.
It's the point guard of football.
We have Mr. CJ Stroud in the building today.
Yes, and there was mixed emotions on him visiting today by fans. Of course, you have the Bryce Young fans, you have the CJ fans, the Will Levis fans, and the Anthony Richardson fans.
You think it was a bad omen that he showed up today and then it rained like a son of a bitch?
Kind of, because it's raining.
I was about to say we had good weather for like 2 weeks in a row, and he showed up and it was pouring down raining.
Cold front coming in, hail. It's like, oh man. I mean,
tornado warnings.
I
don't even need you to be here, to be honest. All joking aside, because if Bryce isn't there, we're gonna take you anyway. And that's just the way it's gonna be. I just can't see any other scenario how that number 2 pick goes.
Yeah. I keep reading articles of like D'Amico being like they're both good prospects, and why weren't y'all at the pro day? And he's like, we had scouts there. I didn't need to. Not all of us need to be there. Some of us need to be at other places to look at other talent. And it kind of feels like they're downgrading it, so you don't know who they want, but everybody kind of knows who they want.
That's the thing. Is like because they're downgrading it, then it's like all we have to talk about is like how much. Well, like what's the Panthers smokescreen? Is it that you acted like you wanted CJ, so we think we're having Bryce, and you really want Bryce? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, to me, that's why I think it'd be, if I was Houston, I would straight up just come out and be like, I'm not trading for the first pick, and I'm going to take whatever one's left. And then it puts all the pressure back on Carolina. But I say that, and I changed my mind 50 times about this. If you really want Bryce Young, if that's your guy, figure out what you got to do to get him. Don't give up the second first-round pick, but if you got to give up, like, what is it going to cost? Like, you got to know the answer to that question before you do anything drastic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if we trade up to get Bryce and he ends up being good, then we wouldn't give a shit what we gave up to get him.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you get your quarterback, you're probably solidified in the NFL for a while. And especially in our division of the carousel of quarterbacks outside of Sunshine. It's interesting because it's like if you're 50-50 on them, then all right, I'm going to just wait and see. But if you're 75 to 100 on Bryce and then CJ's like a consolatory prize, then it's like.
But if Casario came to us right now and told us that we was 50-50 on him, I would straight up look at him and be like, you're fucking retarded. Because that's the best that you can come up with. You're 50. Like you can't make a decision on. You know what I mean? So you have to be favorable towards somebody.
Yeah, everybody's favorable towards one player, and you hear it a bit. Like they did say, and this kind of gave me a relief that they only had 3 quarterbacks that were visiting really with them, and it was CJ, Bryce, and Will Levis.
I think him and Hooker came also.
Yeah, well, yeah, he came as like a later thing, but Anthony did not get one. They said he may do a workout later or something for him, but they were like, no. And so you kind of see where they're going a bit. The Hooker and Will Levis thing worry me a bit because we've talked about it on our show this week and other weeks that if they don't go quarterback, what are you thinking? Are you going to get one later? Are you looking at Hooker or Will Levis? And it's kind of, I don't want to say scary, but it's a little nerve-wracking to think that that's even a possibility when you have a CJ and a Bryce just sitting there and you're the second pick. It's like,
that's why I'm saying, like, I would be willing to trade up to get Bryce if that's who you really want. The problem is if you think that that's not going to be an option for you and you don't want CJ, you have to already have a plan going into that pick, because it's really hard for us to say, oh, we're going to draft a quarterback later or trade for a quarterback to bridge to another year. Like, just the rumors we heard today. Do you think you can legitimately be on the clock with the number 2 pick and have to also not only make the decision on who you're going to draft, but the option of maybe trading for Mac Jones and then go defensive end? Like, that's a lot of shit to do in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That war room is going to be sweating. It's like, what call do you have? What call do you have? What call do you have? I mean, the Mac Jones, I guess we can get into that because that was interesting. There's reports that they said that we were one of the teams. There's reports saying that, they weren't trying to trade him, but not everything's been as good as it has been in New England the past few years. And him as in Mac Jones you could tell something was wrong. He didn't want to really be there, kind of. He was kind of...
Well, they had a defensive coordinator calling plays.
Yeah.
Like Matt Patricia was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't agree with going to ask somebody else, but like he looked pretty good in Josh McDaniel's system, so maybe he just needs better coaching. But I really don't think he's an option for Houston. Like, I don't think that could happen.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like that was just like one of the calls that was made to us to get a feel for what he's worth.
Yeah, because I mean, if you can get him on the cheap, try you out.
But what do you consider a cheap?
A good 4th egg.
Well, I was about to say, like, I ain't gonna lie, I might give up a 3rd or 4th round pick for him.
I give up a 3rd for him. I mean, he
but
had a
does
good
that mean
season.
You don't draft a quarterback?
No, I'd still draft a quarterback. And
even if I tell you that you punt, well, you don't even punt. You just play him at quarterback and then try again for quarterback next year with Caleb Williams and Drake May.
That's the thing. Like, if I'm so sold on a defensive player that I really want, like, I think this dude's going to be generational, then I'd go that route. I mean,
because I feel like if you could give up a 3rd or 4th round pick for him this year, it's within the realm of possibility to, at the very least, get that pick back for him next year.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's so young. So I just don't know if I could pass. I definitely would not do that shit if Bryce Young is there. So the question is would you rather bridge Mac Jones for a year and try to get a quarterback next year or take CJ Stroud? That's the question.
I kind of feel like
take CJ.
I was about to say, I got to go CJ. Like, it's... Even though I want Bryce, my heart and my mindset's on Bryce because we've already talked about his leadership, throwing ability, all that stuff. But CJ is not a scrub. Like, watch his film, and that's what a lot of the coaches say. We're watching their film. I don't care about all this other stuff. Their film is what I'm watching. And his film is not a big drop from Bryce, and I'm cool with taking a risk on one of them. Like,
it just pisses me off because in like you just said, like you could watch the film and be like, I can find 50 reasons to like this guy.
Yeah.
And then some dumb motherfucker gonna come behind you and be like, Ohio State quarterbacks never do good. Or he had a good receiving core. And it's like, so that's the best you could come up with on why we shouldn't get him. I might want him even more now, just because y'all have no reason to not get him. Stupid, man.
And it's the same stuff with CJ. It's the Ohio State quarterback. It's his receivers did all the heavy lifting. With Bryce, it's his size. He was protected by Bam. All that. It's like, okay, so what? You want me to get the guy that ran around the whole field all day, very athletic, did a flip in the underwear Olympics? What? When is he gonna do a flip? He's gonna do a flip on a touchdown? Like what? It's like we talking about Will Levis.
This to any Texans fan that is not completely sold on CJ Stroud. And mind you, I'm not trying to persuade you CJ over Bryce. I'm not trying to persuade you Bryce over CJ. I'm trying to get you to understand we'll be fine with either. Go back and watch the second half of the Georgia-Ohio State game and then cut the volume off. Just watch the game. Don't let them talk no stupid shit. Just watch CJ play and tell me that you don't want that guy as your quarterback. One of the best performances I've ever seen.
Baller. I told you when I was editing that video, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this is the guy. Like, if I don't get Bryce, I'm cool with this as my second pick. And I mean, for me, it's like, no disrespect to Will Levis. Do I think you're going to be? Well, I'm like, do I think you're gonna be good? Maybe, I don't know. What pisses me off about him, people saying they want him, is he's the next Josh Allen,
That's the
bro. That's
thing is
the
y'all made us
only
hate him.
Yes. It's like, and now I'm hating Josh Allen because of this. It's like, I don't even care. Like, why do I care? Like, everybody else is, his arm strength, this, that. But it's like, he's durable. He can throw a ball into, I guess, the roof. And he's going to be the next Josh Allen. And it's like, Josh Allen, okay, I like Josh Allen, but he hasn't been successful either. He gets in his head a lot. So, no, I'm all right.
And he
I'll
started
pass.
his career pretty bad. So, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he could be the next Josh Allen, but I cannot afford to find that out on my team. Not right now.
Yeah.
Josh Allen legitimately got inserted into a wild card playoff team. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, he did. And they gave him his weapons right away. I think it's a 2-man race for us for sure.
The Lance Zierlein draft, though, man, that shit made my stomach hurt. Tyree at 2 and Levis at 7 with the trade. It's like that. And I really, really respect Lance Zierlein. He's one of the best like draft analysts. And I was like, I sure as hell hope you're wrong on this one. I was like, I hope you forgot to take your meds when you wrote this shit down.
Yeah, I posted it on our Facebook, and a lot of people were like, I do not like this at all. And it was way in left field, but I mean, for what was being said about the team of we may not go quarterback. And so it was honestly the perfect mock draft for that narrative.
He perfectly mocked everybody's bullshit. Yeah. Like if we just went to somebody's Facebook and YouTube comments and just took all the bullshit and it regurgitated a mock draft, that's what that was.
Yeah. The Lamar trade. I mean, and there's people still asking for Lamar here, and it's like, I don't want him here. I don't want to give up 2 picks for him. Nope. I'm cool with one of the youngsters. I did see today that Cam Newton said some stuff today saying that he wants to be a backup quarterback to 3 quarterbacks, the 3 youngsters coming in. And so
I would keep him about furthest away from any of my rookies possible.
Yeah, so he said he wants to be the backup for Bryce, CJ, or Anthony.
He might be a good mentor for CJ because CJ's problem is everybody questions whether he'll tuck it and go. That's all Cam does. Like, there's absolutely nothing at this point you could teach Bryce Young. Like, you have more experience in an MVP and a Super Bowl, but he's already a better quarterback than Cam Newton.
Yeah. And
I'm trying to break Richardson out of some of those habits. I'm trying to get you to learn how to read progression, not run. So, no, thank you.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I could see that. So I'm guessing we're pretty much calling BS on most of this stuff that we're hearing.
The thing that makes me nervous about the whole Colts Ravens trade with Lamar going to the Colts and wondering what the Ravens are going to do. They legitimately can punt because they have Hundley.
Yep.
So they're not desperate. I really don't want Lamar Jackson on the Colts. I really don't want that.
Yeah. Well, they did say that they've been talking to young quarterbacks. The Raiders brought in Bryce. There's a lot of people trying to jump for that. And that's why we come back to the beginning of what you said. If Bryce is your guy,
go get him. But do you feel like the 1 and 2 spot are available for trade? Do you actually think that the Panthers would trade that? I don't either.
I don't.
So like at this point, it's Richardson and Levis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where I think like it's everybody trying to call each other's bullshit, I feel. And it's like, I'm gonna bring Bryce in because maybe you think I'm gonna jump to the first, or maybe you think I'm gonna jump to the second. And it's just like, all right, if Carolina, all the weapons they just got, I don't see you not getting a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there just doesn't make sense. Like, whether it's whatever 4 out of them you see, I just don't see you not getting one.
And you've already invested a lot of draft capital recently in defense anyway. So I don't think you're going to go. I mean, I get it. Will Anderson is tempting on that team with Brian Burns, but I don't see it happening when you need a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, because we made fun of them like after they traded all their pieces and then they restocked, and you're like, okay, you're going quarterback. You're doing what we were kind of doing, getting weapons for a young quarterback. And it's just like, I think for sure the 3, the 4, the 5, those are going to be the ones that everybody tries to trade into to get.
Not only that, the Panthers they're set up to draft a quarterback anyway, because you drafted a left tackle last year in the first round, that Ika McConwu dude from South Carolina or whatever. So like you have your O-line's decent, so you're set up to just develop a quarterback.
And your division's kind of so
the Panthers got who? Thielen, Terrace Marshall. Who else did they got? Tommy Tremble. I'm trying to decide. Here's the issue I have, bro. I'm with everybody else where I want to say, oh, Bryce is going to be there at 2. But my mind tells me, are the Panthers good enough to draft a pocket passer? Or do they need somebody to go make plays? In my mind, I think they need somebody to go make plays.
Yeah, I think to make plays is...
So that would mean Bryce.
Yeah, but I feel like... Man, like as much as like my gut is like, don't think that Bryce is falling to you, because we've been as Rockets fans like,
yes.
But it's just, I feel like the facial expressions they did, well, that and the facial expressions that like McCowan and them they had with CJ, just the way they talk about him, they talk about it, watching his film, they talk about, and it's like, okay, either you're bullshitting because you want us to, like, as the Texans, to trade to go get our guy, or you're just like, I can't hide it. Like, I really do like this guy. And this is
my thing is I don't trust nobody. So I want to believe that they're fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason that I can't completely come to terms with that is because Josh McCown is not that smart. Like, we sat here for a year telling people how stupid he is and why we don't want him as a quarterback. So I can't sit here at this point and say that he's outsmarting me. No,
I think he's. I said when he told CJ like, "Hey, when you get here, we can do some stuff." I was kind of like, you just called your own bullshit. Like, you got caught on camera, bro.
But I feel like CJ's the kind of player that he would look at, and because he looks so good, that he would make them believe that CJ is. You have to get him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he has. If with that athletic ability that he has and all that, and the mobility of it, if he can jump up here, I mean, because let's be honest, a lot of people are looking for that next Patrick Mahomes type dude.
Yeah,
and that's what they're probably looking at. I mean, that's fine with me. I'm cool with either one of them. Panthers, if you want him, that's cool. I'll get Bryce. I'll be happy. And then if you don't, and you want Bryce, and I'm like, ugh. But then second pick comes up.
It's very much within the realm of possibility that if we get CJ Stroud, we might be drafting a more polished Deshaun Watson. That's what he kind of is like. He's that kind of Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott kind of quarterback to me.
Yeah.
But in our system, that might be really good.
That's the thing. Our system is what's going to dictate on that for sure. And that's why I said, for me, I'm comfortable with either one of them.
So did you go ahead.
No, I feel like either one I'm cool with. Like, I don't have any hard feelings.
Bryce needs to quit doing good shit for people to see. So they so they have that test that they give like the running backs and the quarterbacks now. I forgot what they call it. I heard him talking about it earlier. So it's not like an IQ thing. It's more like a instinct thing, like recognizing things fast or whatever, decision-making kind of thing. Last year, who do you think had the highest score of all the quarterbacks and running backs on that test?
Zach Wilson.
I'm going to tell you. It was Brock Purdy. And he did good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people are like,
relevant did, yeah,
they were like, people should have known he was going to do good because of what he did on that test. Of all the quarterbacks and running backs this year, who do you think blew that test out of the water?
Bryce.
Yes, quit fucking doing that. Don't let them know how smart you are, bro.
Well, the thing is, because you get that, you want that number one money right there. And I feel for either one of them, 1 and 2, I'm happy with.
But the fact
Because,
that he did well on that test makes me think that you have to trade up to the number one spot.
and I feel like that's why we're bullshitting stuff, because they're still talking about it. And I get it. Texans fans are going to be mad if they trade up. What happened with Lovie Smith is out the door. Clean all the old shit off. You got rid of Cooks on that. If you get the quarterback that you believe in, and you believe, we just saw what Brock Purdy did in the playoffs before he got hurt. I'm not saying he's going to be him in the playoffs. I'm not saying he's going to do better. I'm not saying that. But what you just said about the test, you look at what he does. You look at his IQ of the game, how he talks, how he gets ready. That's the kind of athlete you want to lead your offense and to lead your team. You're giving him weapons. You're going to have Michi. You're going to have, what's his name? Schultz. You're going to have freaking
Robert Woods, Noah
Robert
Brown,
Woods,
Andrew Beck.
all these guys. Yes. It's like, and then whoever else you draft or after this, it's like there's so much things that you can do with that. Like you said, if I get him and I trade up and he's really good, really great, I don't care about the other pick.
Nope.
Yeah.
I almost feel like, and I don't want to say this out loud because I wouldn't want the Panthers to hear this. The fact that we're chasing a quarterback with the picks we have for our quarterback, I would give up a first round pick, next year's first round pick, and a pick swap this year to move up that one spot. And it's a steep price, I guess, but I think I would do that.
You said it best in Bayou City Boys this week. We have money to play with next year.
Word.
If go get your quarterback, that's where it starts right there. That's the engine of your car right there. Go get your quarterback. And then once you get the quarterback, you have all. Okay, we've seen Casario bargain bin players for a while now. But this bargain bin that he got this year, it's different. It's actually productive people that are not like at the end of their downfall careers.
Not only that, is if you look at it, right?
Yeah.
You just gave Tunsil money. You stupidly gonna have to pay a little bit of Cook's contract this year, which is not, I mean, it sucks, but next year that won't be a problem. So you'll have to pay Titus Howard and maybe Shaq Mason, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a shit ton of, you'll have over $100 million with an already built offensive line, and all your skill players are on rookie deals.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, I can afford to burn one of next year's first round picks if I have to.
And you got one of these Cleveland
I'm going to preferably try to use that second round pick and be like, pick swap, take this second, and we'll take 12 and keep it pushing.
I mean, if they want to do that, I think that's fine, because where they jumped up to, it's like, come on, dude, you jumped from here to here, and we're only doing this. Yeah. It's like, let me switch. I'll give you something else. And there you go.
You're getting a first round. I mean, an early second round pick, which is like a late first round. So
yeah,
you're going to get a player right now that can play.
And I said, now let's say, I mean, we talked about it. Are you still, if we get Bryce, are you still trying to jump back in for a player that you want, or are you just going to hold that 12th? And
we got Bryce at number 2, and we didn't have to give nothing up.
Yeah.
Damn right I am. I'm going to try to get back in that top 5. I really am.
Yeah.
I really am. Like, that's what this team needs, is like, you can't build and not create stars. We want star power. You said it best yesterday, bro. Yeah. I can envision an image right now, back to back, Will Anderson and Bryce Young in Houston Texans jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that shit doesn't motivate you and make you optimistic to be a Texans fan, then fucking go root for the Cowboys.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, this is the year where you don't play it safe. This is the year where everything, it feels the momentum shifting in the right way. And I feel like if anything's going to happen, that's Casario and D'Amico type of move. All right, we got our quarterback. Let's jump back in. Let's get our defense. And then the rest, we'll figure it the fuck out when we get there. And that would be the best thing. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're going in there. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, we gave up so many picks." It don't matter. You got two dominant
I
players.
would, if they're willing to let me move up 7 to 8 spots in the first round for Cleveland's pick next year, damn it, you do it.
Hell yeah. Because you don't know what's next year. You don't know who's going to
Sure
be
don't.
there. You don't know if it's going to be a weak draft, a poor draft, a good draft. You don't know anything. I'll give you the Cleveland, and I'll give you something that. What do you want else, bro?
No,
Give me
don't say that.
No, I'll give you a 4, one of them 6.
You got to think about it like this, because a team like Arizona might be willing to do that as long as it's a first, because no matter what they get this year, they're not going to compete.
Yeah,
Kyler's out. But if they say, okay, we can go into next offseason with a healthy quarterback and draft capital, and we'll free the books of DeAndre Hopkins, then you could entice that team like, oh shit, I can make it back to the third for an extra first round pick from Cleveland next year, my 12th pick this year, and then I'll throw in a 4th round pick. Come on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Will Anderson bring your ass to Houston.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like it's just, man,
But not only that, like not being player specific, there will not be a time again in Caserio and D'Amico Ryan's connection where they have a longer leash than they do right now. Like the city is fucking, you're new to us. We're happy you ain't fucked up yet. You got us some decent free agents. You have a long leash, so we're entrusting you right now. If you're gonna do something crazy like that, do it right now. And if that shit pans out like it should, then we're gonna fucking love you for it, you know?
Yep. And that's just how I feel also. Like season tickets have gone up. You just feel the energy of the Texans. Like it's totally different than last year. Like last year was like a placebo effect. It felt like it was there, but it's like, now it's like, oh, the city's rejuvenated. D'Amico injected us with some life and everything. Nick looks totally different with him working as a tandem. Even the staff they have, like you hear them talk and it's just so educational, so inciting of what they're doing with the team. It just makes sense. It's like,
it's like there's literally fucking grown-ups in this building now. You know what I'm saying? People who know what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh man, man, if they can get
one name that I keep hearing that everybody's just in love with, and I don't hate him, I just don't know if I would waste a pick on him, is Jackson Smith and Jigba. There's like so many people that want us to take him at 12. And I don't hate it. I really don't, but I don't know, bro.
I kind of just on the verge of moving up.
Well, that's my thing is like, if you can't get in the top 4 to get the Will Anderson, people say no on Jalen Carter, but I'm from the hood, bro. I don't give a fuck if you went to jail or not. Can you get the quarterback? That's what makes me laugh, man, is because you have all this like mainstream media and everybody's like, we wouldn't dare touch him and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, from where we're from, he didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got off from community service and shit, you didn't do nothing. So I'll take him.
It's like, bro, you deserve a second chance. I'm not gonna crucify you on that stuff just because of that. You made a bad decision. You're learning from it. You're moving on.
But he wasn't like, he was just, we all drive fast. Like you come to Houston and get your ass on the ship channel at like 2 a.m. on a Saturday, and there's fucking 100 people doing what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I had somebody going 90 down to 30 when I was going to work. Past 3 stop signs. I was like, man, what the hell? Like it's like, come on. Like for me, I was not happy it happened to him. But the mindset of some of these people, it's like, okay, his draft's fallen. Fall to us. Like, fall to us,
I don't
bro.
think he'll fall to 12. I really don't.
I don't think he will either. It kind of dipped and then it went.
Yeah.
Then it stayed.
You know, like, I think you look at it from 2 different perspectives. You have the people who were like just complete assholes about like the criminal side of it. And then you have people like us who are like, oh, I just a little upset that he showed up fat. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a bad workout. That's not a good look. And then you have people who are really assholes. They're like, oh, he's a criminal and a fat ass. It's like, oh, chill out, bro. Like, let him make it. And he was at one point he was like mocked to go 1. So come on now. Don't act like the dude can't play football.
Yeah, it'd be different if he was like in the 2nd, 3rd, and then you're like, all right, yeah, that's different. But nah, this dude was arguably right up there with Will the whole time. And then both debates of quarterback defense. Like let's be real. And the talent's there when he wants to do it. I mean, that's a
100%.
big dude. I mean, for me, I'm quarterback first. Trade up if you can. If not, well.
So let me ask you this: if you can't trade back in and get the Will Anderson or somebody, or Tyree Wilson or somebody like that, and say we stay at 12, but JSN is gone, right? And you're like, okay, I think I'm going to trade this pick and move back. Are you cool with that?
I'm cool with it.
I'm kind of cool with it too, as long as you don't go too far back. Like, as long as you're at 12, as long as you don't get past like 18, 19, you stay in the top 20, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
like at that point, you're gonna have a team desperate chasing that last quarterback or two.
Yeah.
So if you could get more draft capital, it's like, fuck, man, like I want Nolan Smith or Miles Murphy, but I'm gonna get this extra, second round pick. I'd have to do it.
I think I'd have to do it. Like, if I'm not for sure on that thing, I mean, from everything I've been reading, and I would love if this happened on mock draft, if there was trade after trade and all 4 quarterbacks go off the board because people panicked, I would love it, just for the fact of now I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro. Somebody's gonna make a move that's gonna be retarded, and everybody else is. It's like 2 years ago in the NBA draft when Toronto drafted Scotty Barnes, and we thought they were going to draft Jalen Suggs. They screwed that draft up for everybody after that. Yeah. And teams that didn't need good players in that position ended up with good players in that position, and I have a feeling it's going to happen again in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I that's how I feel. It just the stuff I'm hearing from Jim Irsay of the Colts and then the Titans, it feels like these two are like colliding with each other. Like, no, I'm getting that quarterback. And so it feels like 1 and 2 Carolina Texans are kind of, all right, who you getting? No, who you getting? And then now you have the 2 in the AFC South that are jumping. So I saw a mock draft where it was literally all 4 quarterbacks because it was them trying to, well, what are you giving me? Okay, well, Colts are giving me this. Well, Titans are giving me this. And I'm like, honestly, I could see that happening because
that makes it better for us because that means we can trade from 12 to 5.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I was like, here you go, man.
The only issue with that is Seattle needs a pass rusher, and I have Will Anderson is there at 5. I don't think they're going to trade us that pick.
Yeah. Well, in this one, they haven't projected trading Denver for it. But this one's all full of trades, so it's kind of funny. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, for me, it's gonna be a fun draft for sure for us.
It's like I tell you all the time: just sit back and let everybody else fuck up, and then we'll do us like the Astros. Like let everybody else be reactionary, and we do what's best for us.
Yep,
that's the benefit of needing one of everything.
Yeah, for real. It's like, oh man, all right, well shit, we still got shit to come. Oh well, we got more holes. It's all good, and yeah, that's where I'm kind of at now. Like, I'm cool. I'm collective. I got the mindset like when the Rockets went in past 2 years in the draft. I might.
So if I told you this, if you didn't what if the Rockets never get the number 1 overall pick, but we could get Bryce? Would you make that trade?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm cool with that. I want Bryce that much. I want Bryce more than I want Victor.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I want Bryce more than I want Victor. And that's just being 100. And I'm a huge Rockets fan also. Like, I know what I have on that side over there, and I'm good. Like, yeah, y'all just need a coach over there. Y'all need somebody to put all that shit together. On this side, I need the motor. I got the car and shit, but I ain't got I got a few seats in there, but I need the fucking motor. I need to get it going. And yeah,
I think he would change our team big time. I really do.
Man,
especially I sent you a text earlier with the bullshit trade scenario, right? That's just something I thought about. Jerry Jeudy. Like, that's somebody we can go after. But I did see today that the Texans were maybe in negotiation with Pittsburgh to get Deontay Johnson.
Ooh.
We were giving up pick like 149 And hang on, I'll tell you. It was like pick 149 and pick. Oh, here it is. No, we would give up pick 49 and pick 120. But he had 86 catches for 882 yards last year, which would have led our team. Do you think he's good enough to give up a second-round pick for?
If you're not sold on these receivers, yeah.
But by that logic, wouldn't you rather just try to go get a? Because a second-round pick is of a premium to me. That's why I sent you that trade thing earlier.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you be more aggressive and try to go get a receiver that you think a team's not going to hold on to, like a Jerry Jeudy or?
It's also money-wise too. I got to think about because a rookie receiver is going to be a lot cheaper than
I know, but the level of talent is different.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I was gonna say. Because I mean, Jerry Jeudy knows how to play in this league already, and
Deontay knows how to play. I think Deontay is good. So
I like Deontay. Yeah.
There's one thing that keeps coming across my mind, and I think I might be the only dumbass in Houston who keeps thinking this. The Houston Texans still have Amari Rodgers on this team. I know what Amari Rodgers did at Clemson. And if he was coming into this draft out of Clemson with that highlight package, he probably would be the number one receiver. So for whatever reason, the shit didn't work out in Green Bay, but he did pretty good for us. And I have hope in him. I really do. I think he could be one of those breakout stars, bro.
He had some sparks, a few sparks when you see it for sure. It just
I remember he caught that touchdown in Dallas. He went over Cedric Wilson and took that bitch out there, and I was like, whoa. Like, you never did nothing close to that in Green Bay. So that makes me think, because, like, should we chase a receiver? Because this dude, his only his third year. He's just as young as them other fools.
And that's why I'm kind of like, I don't feel like everybody's like, oh, it's 12 is a receiver, 12 is a receiver. I don't see it. Like,
only if it's JSN, because I think he actually might turn out to be a superstar for some reason.
Like, if he's there, I mean, and you get him to help your quarterback, hey, I'm not mad at it. You saw something in him, hey, get him. But if you don't go receiver, I'm not going to be mad either, because it's like, okay, I see what you're doing there. Like, if you trade up, I'm definitely not going to be mad at this shit. Like, or if you trade back, like, I'm not going to be mad. Like, there's
just don't fuck up like you did last year and trade back. And then, I mean, I don't want to hate on Kenyon, but like, it's like, come on, bro. We could have had Jameson Williams or somebody else, you know?
Yeah. It's like, oh, man, we messed that one up. Well, hopefully Nick does better on it.
Well, I actually think that there's a real possibility that Kenyon Green and Derek Stingley could be really good players for a really long time, even at the expense of not being a superstar, but they could be a really good player for a long time for us. And I'll be good with that.
Yeah.
Because think about Jonathan Joseph. Like, he wasn't a superstar, but
he got the job done.
And he was good, one of the better corners in the league for the longest.
Yeah, he got the job done. No penalties, really. Could get the ball, bat the ball down. I don't need you to go out and sauce the guy the whole time and shit. But
that's the thing. It's like, what would you rather have? Like 3 years of elite Sauce Gardner, or 10 to 11 years of really good starter play from Derek Stingley? I mean, 10
to 11 years.
Yes, for real.
And that's the thing. Like, when we got, like you said, like Joseph, he wasn't the best, but he was very productive. I didn't worry about who he went out there, tip ball. Oh, okay. I stopped you, whatever, and just did his job. And I feel like, I mean, with what we've already said, the Petrie, the Stingley, like, I think calm down, people. Like, I get it. Sauce did what he did, but it's a new year. It's a new year, new system. He has a real system. Stingley has a real system. And for D'Amico to talk highly of certain players, it's like, you know, he has a plan for these guys. I'm excited, man.
I'm excited too. I'm telling you, I'm going to be nervous as fuck on the 27th. I really am. Like, I'm going to have to eat before we go on the stream. I was pretty nervous last year, and Calvin wasn't helping any.
Oh, man. Well, Houston, let us know who you pick Let us know what quarterback you want. Bryce, CJ, Will,
Stetson
Anthony.
Bennett.
Yeah. Hooker, Mac Jones, Lamar, whoever. Let us know.
Oh, I could throw a bullshit name out there.
Oh, hey.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, we're gonna end this. Oh shit. Yeah, man. If y'all made it to this point, like, subscribe to the network, man. Bayou City Boys, we got you covered on all Houston stuff, especially coming into the draft. We're gonna have you covered. Join us on the day of the draft. We will be having all the draft picks before ESPN and NFL Network even have them there.
We'll be so far ahead of them fools, they're gonna hit us with a false start.
Yep. And don't worry, we focus on our Houston Texans. So if you got questions, you can ask us. What do we think? Grades, all that type of stuff. And
come help me out because I'll be the most obnoxious person in the world on that day representing the Texans and shit. So y'all don't make me do it by myself.
All right, Houston fans, y'all be safe in this rain. Remember, turn around, don't drown. We out.